Okay. Good evening. Hi, I'm Allison Chin, and it's my privilege to serve as president of the Sierra Club this year. Joining me tonight to help present our 2023 National Awards is Ben Jealous, who is our new executive director of the Sierra Club. We would like to welcome all of you who are joining us in person, as well as those who are watching online. For those of you who are here in person, please silence your cell phones if you have not done so already. Tonight, we'll be honoring more than 30 Sierra Club volunteers, public officials, and others for their contributions to environmental protection and environmental justice. You can help us celebrate our award winners by using the hashtag Sierra Awards 2023 on social media. We'd like to start our ceremony by presenting the Emerging Changemaker Award, which recognizes young Sierra Club volunteers who represent the next generation of environmental leaders. This award includes a $500 prize to further the work of the recipient. This year, we had an abundance of excellent nominees, so we've chosen to recognize 4 young people who are all doing outstanding work in red states. Will Hannah Hayes please come up? At the Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meeting this year, a representative of the Sierra Club and its coalition partners asked Warren Buffett why the firm was planning to burn coal until 2050 if it was so invested in renewables. The answer was expectedly disappointing. But the point of this is that the person who was instrumental in getting Iowa Sierra Club leaders to the point of even being able to ask the question, is our award recipient, Hannah Hayes. Hannah was an organizer of monthly student rallies aimed at Iowa legislators in 2022 when she began working with the Sierra Club on other events. Her hard work, enthusiasm, and reliability, along with a couple of coincidental connections with Berkshire Hathaway executives, resulted in a dialogue with the firm in 2023 that Sierra Club had long sought. And through it all, she's continued to do her main job, being a high school student. Thank you, Hannah, and congratulations on this award.
What a beautiful room of incredible leaders. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Will my new friends Nikita and Nicholas Thomas please come up? Twins Nikita and Nicholas, and that's the order, I checked into that, were just 15 in 2021 when they joined the Idaho chapter's Idaho Climate Justice League, and they haven't slowed down since. They've stepped into numerous leadership roles, spoken at rallies, and come up with novel ways of increasing the participation and reach of their environmental efforts. And that includes writing and performing in a 15-minute play, Captain Carbon, for the 2023 Boise Tree Fort Festival. Along the way, they have created well-thought-out meeting agendas and social events to maintain a cohesive team environment with their teen peers. They have also worked on campaigns around school district clean energy commitments, state climate curriculum standards, and public awareness of climate justice. With unstoppable enthusiasm and an endless supply of great ideas, this pair has only begun to make a mark on the environmental landscape. Congratulations on this award and all the best in the future to Nikita and Nicholas. Oh, for me. Thank you. Oh, and there's Nikita. Wonderful. Thank you. Have you guys ever been like wondered twins are Halloween?
Will Muskin Walia please come up? From her early work as a teen organizer with Utah Youth Environmental Solutions, a Utah chapter environmental justice youth group, Muskin Walia has grown into an effective young activist. In 2020, she led her school district's first student-powered clean energy campaign and continues to play a pivotal role in it. Her work demonstrates her ability to unite students and administrators around common goals and the capacity to imagine something new and build it from the ground up. She has also spearheaded a team to work with high school and college students to design a curriculum to mobilize and equip young people in the struggle for environmental justice. The curriculum premiered in 2022 as a free month-long summer program for Utah teens and culminated in a die-in at the Great Salt Lake to demand immediate action from Utah's legislators to conserve water. The event generated immense attention and established youth organizers as leaders in the Utah water justice movement. Congratulations, Muskin, and thank you for your work.
Next, we are going to present our outings-related awards. The first of these is the Oliver Caroline Outings Leadership Prize, which recognizes service to the Sierra Club Outings program either at the local or national level over an extended period of time. To present this award, I would like to call up one of our former club presidents, Sue Merrill.
Could Faye Sitzman please come forward? The Oliver Caroline Leadership Award for Outings Leadership, as you've heard, it recognizes leadership over an extended period of time. How about 50 years of extended period of time? 50 years as a leader, a co-leader, and sometimes even the cook of outings. And since 1987, an astonishing 42 national outings. And they're as varied as women's paddling trips, backpacking trips, skiing trips, service trips, and in such varied places as the Boundary Waters, South Dakota prairies, the deserts of Arizona, and even a little island 12 miles off the coast of Maine. And these outings were so well led that there are people who signed up for trips anywhere Faye would take them. They would be happy to go. There's way more to outings than just leading the trips. There's also work behind the scenes to help set policy and oversee training and do the hard work of the committee work that Faye helped with for many, many years. I think 21 years chair of the Midwest Outings Committee. Faye Sitzman is the real deal, and I'm sure Oliver Caroline would be so proud to know that his award is going to Faye Sitzman. Thank you, Faye.
We have two other outings awards, but unfortunately the recipients of those awards were not able to join us tonight. Can we just hear it for Faye again, by the way? I want to be like her when I grow up. The Madeline Pyatt Outdoors for All, I'm stuttering on the word award tonight, award, which honors Sierra Club volunteers who have worked proactively to make outings more accessible and more inclusive for people of all ages, is going to Gloria Chen. She has been a volunteer leader with the San Jose Inspiring Connections Outdoors program for nearly 20 years. Among other things, this program works with a local high school that serves mostly students who have been in the U.S. for fewer than 4 years. Gloria, who is an immigrant herself, works hard to make sure everyone feels like they belong as they explore the outdoors together and learn the importance of preserving the environment. This award comes with a $500 prize, which Gloria said will be used for leader recruitment and training. Point out that our new chief operating officer lives in San Jose, just saying. The Outings for Action Award, which honors Sierra Club volunteers who combine outings with education and/or advocacy work, is going to Terrence Owen. Terrence is the Outings chair of the Rio Grande chapter and offers a wide range of experiences to help people enjoy and appreciate the outdoors. He has a special heart for veterans and service members because he knows the hugely healing power of nature. He also works with the local Big Brothers Big Sisters program. We will make sure Terrence gets his beautiful award.
Next, we'd like to present the Volunteer Achievement Award, which recognizes Sierra Club volunteers for a single act of particular importance to the environment or to our organization. We have 3 recipients this year. Will Logan Cross please come up? Logan Cross is chair of the Northeast Florida Group. That's his easy job. He's being recognized tonight for a much larger role. For years, he's led an incredible effort to move Jacksonville's municipal utility, JEA, to a cleaner, more renewable energy future. Working with the staff of the Beyond Coal campaign, Logan has led a local coalition called Renew Jax to ensure that Sierra Club and other conservation, civic, and social justice groups were represented in the process. Jacksonville is a very challenging place for an environmental organization, but Logan has used his abilities to build relationships, recruit volunteers, and leverage staff support, both at the state and national level. That effort recently led to a historic change in leadership in Jacksonville, the first woman mayor in the city's history, which will usher in a new era of opportunities to make clean, renewable energy a reality. Congratulations, Logan.
Let's hear it for Logan one more time. You know, I had to point out the obvious to Logan. I said, brother, you're cross and I'm jealous. Too easy, too easy. Just imagine what it was like for each of us when we were 7. Will Nancy Stevens please come up? Nancy is a longtime chair of the Tampa Bay Group's Conservation Committee. You know, Erica, when Joe said you had presents, I was doubting him, but I was wrong. She is being recognized tonight for her successful years-long campaign to stop the use of wastewater by the city of Tampa for drinking water. Let's be clear. The Tampa mayor and her staff have been quietly planning to implement the plan called PURE. Euphemism. It was a multi-billion-dollar project which would have used highly treated wastewater to supplement the city's drinking water and included other potentially dangerous uses such as aquifer storage and recovery and estuary renourishment. Exactly. Woo. For nearly 3 years, Nancy called for more stringent water conservation measures and pushed the mayor and her staff to provide facts to support what they wanted to do. She led a team of community stakeholders to meet with her city officials and council members about the project's shortcomings. Her campaign attracted media attention, and she also recruited other community groups to join in opposition. It was a resounding success. The PURE plan was purely canceled. Congratulations, Nancy.
We had one other winner of the Special Achievement Award who had to cancel at the last minute. Richard Grosso has been known as a legal lion for decades in Florida. Florida's in the house. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yes, absolutely. When leaders of the Broward County Group wanted to challenge plans for a high-rise condo on ocean access land on a barrier island that was deeded to the public in Hollywood, Florida, they called upon Richard for help. Richard submitted an extensive legal objection letter on behalf of the group, and as of today, the city has tabled its request for the land use plan change that would allow the project. If they come back, he'll be ready. Congratulations to Richard on this achievement.
Next, we would like to recognize the recipients of the Volunteer Service Award, which honors Sierra Club members for strong and consistent commitment to the environment or our organization over an extended period of time. We have 6 very deserving recipients this year. Will George Haig please come up? George Haig was one of the founders of the Moreno Valley Group in California back in 1984, and since then has been relentless in the fight against irresponsible development and other environmental ills in his community and throughout the region. His efforts have prevented dozens of dangerous projects from going forward and changed the regulatory landscape regarding warehousing in the Central Valley and the Inland Empire. Because of his pioneering work, the Sierra Club's Clean Transportation for All campaign, Earth Justice, Center for Biological Diversity, and others have gotten involved. Warehousing is now a priority environmental justice issue for many groups in California. His organizing work always includes constant communication with his group's members so they can support his efforts with letters to officials. In addition, he works closely with environmental lawyers and a number of local agencies and community organizations. Congratulations, and keep up the great work, George.
I feel like I'm standing amongst giant sequoias. Oh, will Al Poplawski please come up? We're honoring, oops, I'll wait till Al gets here. We are honoring Al tonight for his 3 decades of volunteer leadership of the Idaho chapter and of the Palouse group. It's been an incredible run that has included recent changes in the structure of the chapter. Through it all, Al has been the glue holding the Palouse group together and has remained a committed, steadfast, and valuable chapter volunteer leader. Al has a long and deep history of working on public lands campaigns in northern Idaho, opposing some of the first timber sales in the Clearwater National Forest in the early 90s, and for the past 2 decades, opposing the Highway 95 reroute through the Paradise Ridge wetlands and Palouse Prairie. He has also played a lead role in the more recent work of urging the Moscow City Council to commit to 100% clean energy. Congratulations, Al.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
We have several Volunteer Service Award recipients who are not able to join us tonight, so we will just say a few words about each of them. The first is, did I miss one?
I think I missed one. Hold on a second.
The chapter. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. Al, come on back. We're going to honor your chapter while you're up here, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yes, that's right. Idaho is also in the house. So while Al is up here, we'd also like to present him with another award that is going to the Idaho chapter. The Chapter Strong Award honors Sierra Club groups or chapters. Sure. Yeah. The Chapter Strong Award honors Sierra Club groups or chapters for outstanding work in building chapter strength and capacity and comes with a $3,000 cash prize. The Idaho chapter has taken tremendous strides in the past few years to build chapter strength and capacity, thanks largely to the Chapter Strong Capacity Grants, awarded by the Office of Chapter Support and the efforts of chapter staff and volunteers. The grants have been catalysts to move rapidly toward the chapter's capacity building goals around improving its volunteer intake and onboarding systems, its volunteer teams and governance systems, its outings program, and its fundraising infrastructure, all with equity, inclusion, and justice at the center of the work. You've already seen evidence of that work with the presentation earlier this evening of an Emerging Changemaker Award to Nikita and Nicholas Thomas, who came up through the chapter's Idaho Climate Justice League high school activist team. Other highlights include Outdoors Idaho, aimed at getting LGBTQ plus folks outside, Indigenous allyship, building relationships with the indigenous groups, and an environmental justice cooperative, which meets with local BIPOC-led groups. The money from this award will be used to further the goals of the Strength and Capacity Program. Al, Nikita, Nicholas, congratulations to you and your chapter. Great.
As I said before, we have several Volunteer Service Award recipients who are not able to join us tonight. So we will just say a few words about them. The first is Elaine Giesel. Her 40 years as an active Sierra Club volunteer has spanned 2 states, Texas and Kansas, and have reached into all levels of the club. She began with the Coastal Bend group of the Lone Star chapter and is now with the Kansas group of the Kansas chapter. She has garnered Sierra Club awards from both chapters and has served on numerous national Sierra Club committees. Let's have a hand for her. Ms. Giesel. Next, we have Gregory Monahan, who is being recognized not only for his long service to the Oregon chapter in a number of capacities, but also for the quality of his leadership during the most recent years while the chapter went through tumultuous changes. His concentration on what a chapter needs, not only today but in the future, has gone a long way towards the survival of the chapter and it thriving again. Let's hear it for Gregory. Next, we have Ray Pingle. He is the lead volunteer for transportation electrification for Sierra Club, California. And let's hear it for Sierra Club, California. And let's hear it for Ray. I mean, Florida got its light, y'all. Okay, go on. Ventana chapter, right here. And for years has participated in a diverse coalition to engage the California Air Resources Board. The historic standards he has supported and helped strengthen are incredibly impactful because they are more stringent than the standards at the federal level in other states across the country. We also have one Special Service Award recipient who unfortunately passed away before he was nominated. Before we talk about Rod, let's just hear it for Ray Pingle. Posthumously, we are honoring Rod Webster. He became an active volunteer in the Merced Group in California more than a generation ago. And in subsequent years, he did about every job there was, including group chair, a position he held from 2006 to 2022. Even after that, he continued to be a valuable advisor to the group until he passed away earlier this year. We will send Rod's award with our love and thanks to his wife, Rena. Let's hear it for Rod, and let's hear it for Rena.
Next, we'd like to recognize the recipients of the Atlas Award, which honors administrative contributions to groups and chapters that often place behind the scenes, but are critical to the functioning of our organization. We have 3 very deserving recipients this year. Will Helen LeBlanc please come up? We're honoring Helen tonight for her more than 30 years as treasurer of the Michigan chapter. She stepped down. That's great. Amazing. Woo! She stepped down just 2 years ago and is now the assistant treasurer. Don't know how to say no. Over the decades, Helen's skill, humor, and wise counsel have kept the chapter on track financially and helped immensely with the important task of drafting and implementing the budget. Her commitment to the chapter hasn't stopped with the books. She participates enthusiastically in the conservation, outings, and event aspects of it too. Helen's volunteering also has included many leadership roles in the Central Michigan Group. She's been valuable to the National Sierra Club as well, serving on the Chapter Financial Reporting Task Force during the 2000s. She's also been paired as a mentor for new chapter treasurers just learning the ropes. Congratulations, Helen. Thank you so much.
Let's hear it for Helen. And Helen, on a note of personal privilege, I met more recent treasurer of a chapter who said that she had been a CFO for Wall Street firms and cried the first time she had to fill out a Sierra Club financial report. Our new COO, Michael Parrish, raise your hand, raise your hand. Helen, any advice you have on how to fix things, please tell Michael, please. I've given him that as an assignment. We don't need anybody crying to fill out a financial form. And Mike likes puzzles. All right. Will Jim Wiley please come up? Jim Wiley is integral to the workings of the Pennsylvania chapter and the Southeastern Pennsylvania group. His list of current jobs is long. He is currently vice chair of the Pennsylvania chapter and chair of its digital tools, election, membership, and restructuring committees. Again, Michael Parrish is right there. Tell him what he needs to fix. He is also co-chair of the Conservation Committee and a member of the Personnel and Steering Committees, and he is chair of the Southeastern Pennsylvania Group, and indeed his name appears in the dictionary next to the word integral. Let's hear it for Jim. Jim is dedicated to each position and skillfully uses his team building and motivation talents to make these committees work for the benefit of the chapter. He builds up solid infrastructure for other volunteers and staff to succeed. Jim is fully committed to making the Pennsylvania chapter and his group not only as effective as possible, but also an enjoyable and interesting place to volunteer and to work. God bless you, Jim. Thank you and congratulations.
Our third Atlas Award recipient was not able to join us tonight. Jenna Duffin has been an outstanding volunteer leader in the Idaho chapter for nearly a decade. She has served on a number of chapter committees and is now chapter chair. She's also been the spark plug behind the chapter's very successful Wild and Scenic Film Festival, which is held annually in 2 locations and raises about $15,000 a year. We'll send Jenna's award home with some of our other award winners from the Idaho chapter. Up next is our Environmental Alliance Award, which recognizes Sierra Club members who have helped further environmental goals through collaboration with other non-Sierra Club constituencies. Will Dr. Ria Jazer please come up? Here's a quote. "These 5 fingers, individually they are nothing, but when I curl them together into fists, they form a weapon that is terrible to behold. That's Lucy from Peanuts." Dr. Jazer uses that quote often in her speeches because she has applied the same principles in her long and valuable career, both within the Sierra Club and outside it. Everything she's done is with the premise that the only way to accomplish goals is through alliances, forging partnerships by encouraging collaboration between diverse groups: environmental, business, academic, labor, farmers, and government. When she took on the challenge of opposing NAFTA, she started a coalition of environmental groups and reached out to labor, who joined in the coalition, the first time labor and environmentalists shared a podium. Her lasting legacy is an annual environmental symposium she started at a small college near Syracuse. It outgrew that college in a mere 3 years, and 20 years later, the annual Symposium on Energy in the 21st Century is still going strong and is held at the State University of New York School of Environmental Studies and Forestry. Congratulations, Dr. Jazer.
Yes, sure, come on. Wait.
Rhea, you stay. People may have known my journey to the Sierra Club as being turned away. Rhea was one amongst the people in the room when I came from a community that was impacted by a solid waste incinerator. My two oldest daughters were poisoned. And the first question was not asked around solid waste, it was, did you check with the NAACP? Rhea is one of the people who stood in my corner. She not only saw us through later that battle, but invited me back to join the Sierra Club and make good on my commitment to change the club. She is the reason why I am in this club. There's a gentleman, Roger Gray, who did our first fundraising appeal, but Rhea is the person who leaned and reached across the aisle to bring that first major step of inclusion, but also bringing the EJ movement in that journey here. So I want to lift that up. And also, she brought down an attorney general who refused to close that incinerator in the black community of New York State. That's Attorney General Kuryansky. She made it her personal mission. She is a woman of many talents, but near and dear to my heart. She's a mother who bridged that bridge. We talk about the bridges on both sides of bringing us together. She's one of the pioneers in the Sierra Club, really bridging the gap and the divide and making the impossible possible. Thank you.
Well, let's hear it for Rhea, and let's hear it for Aaron Mayer, the first black president of the Sierra Club. Our next award is the Communication Excellence Award, which honors the best use of communications by volunteers in a Sierra Club group, chapter, or other entity to further the club's mission. Will Mona Blaber please come up? Mona is here representing the Rio Grande chapter in New Mexico, which is winning the Communication Excellence Award this year for its quarterly newsletter, Rio Grande Sierran. The Sierran is a printed 12-page communication mailed to all chapter members and distributed widely to libraries, coffee shops, waiting rooms, and other welcoming venues. With its volunteer-written and volunteer-edited articles, it seeks to inform members and the public at large about not only what the Sierra Club is doing, but also about what the readers can do to assist the chapter. All articles go through a laborious and collaborative editing process. Authors are part of the editing process too, and most appreciate the gang of editors. As a former editor, I don't like the word gang in that, but I know how the writers might feel. Who help to ensure that what the articles say communicates what is meant and is, Cynthia Hoyle, typo-free. Mona Blaber oversees and orchestrates all of this in her role as chapter communications director. Congratulations and thank you to you, Mona, and the entire team.
Next, we'd like to recognize the recipient of the Rachel Carson Award, which honors sustained achievement by professional journalism or authors. Will Erica Guys please come up? Water extremes, floods, and droughts are bringing climate change home to people where they live. Decision makers and journalists often say that our infrastructure was not built for these extremes. In fact, our infrastructure, especially dams, levees, and impermeable sprawl, is making these disasters worse. Erica's book, Water Always Wins, Thriving in an Age of Drought and Deluge, makes this clear and shows the ways in which people around the world, indigenous peoples, ecologists, hydrologists, landscape architects, environmental engineers, urban planners, are questioning conventional wisdom and proving the efficacy of nature-based approaches to living with water. All are linked by a recognition of and return to what Erica calls slow water. Following water's relationship with various entities through time and around the world, the book investigates geology, microbes, beavers, older human cultures, and modern and future humans. Importantly, slow water shows that projects which help to soften flood and drought are also critically important supports for biodiversity at a time when up to 1 million other species are facing extinction as a result of human activity. Slow water projects don't just adapt to climate change, they also mitigate it. This is an important work that everyone should read. As a freelance journalist, Erica did substantial fundraising to make this book possible, including a National Geographic Explorer grant that covered travel to Kenya. Congratulations, Erica.
Next, we would like to recognize the winners of our 3 international awards. First up is the Earth Care Award, which honors an individual, organization, or agency that has made a unique contribution to the international environmental protection and conservation movement. Will Claire Plouard please come up? Claire is here representing Climate Trace, which is the recipient of this year's Earth Care Award. Climate Trace is a nonprofit coalition of more than 100 environmental groups, technology companies, and academic scientists around the world that are providing the world's first comprehensive accounting of greenhouse gas emissions based primarily on direct, independent observation. Good job, Claire. By taking advantage of recent advances in satellite observation and artificial intelligence, data science experts from Climate Trace can rapidly project emissions not just for whole countries and industries, but for individual polluting facilities as well. I'm guessing big oil, big gas don't like them too much. Their data is all publicly available and on their website, making it more difficult for companies to greenwash or cheat in reporting their emissions. Hear, hear. Claire is also the co-founder and chief operating officer of Carbon Yield, which is one of Climate Trace's core member organizations. Claire, thank you and congratulations to you and your colleagues at Climate Trace and Carbon Yield.
Will Andy Katz please come up? Andy is this year's recipient of the Raymond J. Sherwin International Volunteer Award, which honors Sierra Club volunteers for extraordinary work in the areas of international environmental protection or environmental justice. Andy Katz has an extensive and impressive resume as a volunteer with Sierra Club California, where he led efforts to initiate its clean energy campaign and to get environmental legislation through the state legislature. He's being honored tonight, however, for his formidable work on the international front. As a Sierra Club volunteer member of the Climate Action Network International Legal Committee, Andy is engaged in international climate negotiations. He is co-lead of the committee's working group on carbon markets, an issue area rife with challenges and opportunities. He is laser-focused on ensuring that the environmental integrity of the Paris Agreement is upheld and not undermined by risks of accounting loopholes, human rights concerns, and other challenges of implementing carbon markets under Article 6 of the agreement. Andy's advocacy on behalf of the Sierra Club has made a significant contribution to civil society's effective participation in the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Congratulations, Andy.
Our third international award recipient really wanted to be here tonight, but unfortunately he was not able to secure his visa in time. Dr. Lucas Ferrante is this year's recipient of the Chico Mendez Courage Award, which honors individuals outside the United States who have exhibited extraordinary courage in the universal struggle to protect the environment. Dr. Ferrante is a researcher at the National Institute for Research in the Amazon. That sounds kind of cool, y'all. And he has spent years detailing threats to the Amazon, such as illegal gold mining, illegal logging, land grabbing, many of which are now being financed by organized crime. His work has been published in prestigious academic journals such as Science, Nature, Land Use Policy, and Environmental Conservation. Much of his research has been done at considerable risk to his personal safety. But Dr. Ferrante has not been deterred. His most recent research focuses on BR 319, a 500-mile road that crosses one of the most conserved parts of the Amazon with a large concentration of indigenous peoples' lands. For years, local residents and environmentalists have been fighting over whether to pave the unpaved stretch of BR 319. Dr. Ferrante has partnered with an American researcher to show how even simple maintenance to the highway had already harmed the rainforest and also threatened indigenous communities. We will mail Dr. Ferrante's award to him, and so that he has no visa trouble, we will send him an invitation as soon as we have the date for Sierra Summit.
We have an award called the William O. Douglas Award that recognizes individuals who have made outstanding use of the legal system to achieve environmental goals. This year's recipient of the award had planned to be here tonight, but unfortunately, she had a bike accident last week and had to have surgery this week. Cecilia Wang is an ACLU attorney who helped us force the government to undo some of the havoc wreaked by former President Trump's infamous border wall project. When President Biden took office, 450 miles of new wall had been built, and many more miles of landscape had been marred by preparations for additional miles of wall. Cecilia stepped in and worked tirelessly to help us get an agreement that required the government to create openings to enhance animal migration, conduct significant remediation activities, and spend $45 million for longer-term environmentally beneficial projects in impacted areas. The agreement also required the Department of Homeland Security to spend approximately $1.1 billion to prevent further harm to nearby communities and the environment. This settlement was an amazing victory. Cecilia's savvy negotiating skills, assiduous preparation, and fierce advocacy resulted in a settlement few of us could have imagined. We will make sure Cecilia gets her award.
Well, Elvis is not in the room, but a man from Memphis is. We'll get to that soon. I mean, Elvis is kind of everywhere all the time, but. Next, we would like to present our awards that go to elected officials or other persons in public service. The Environmental Achievement Award honors persons in public service for a particular action of singular importance to the environment or environmental justice. I'm not sure those are different things, but we're going to keep moving. Tonight, we're recognizing Nevada's U.S. Representative Dina Titus. Representative Titus has worked tirelessly with tribal representatives and grassroots organizations such as the Sierra Club to honor Avi Kwa Ame, which is the Mojave name for Spirit Mountain. Here are some photos from this new monument. Wow. Representative Titus led the effort to permanently safeguard the more than 500,000 acres of these biologically diverse and culturally significant lands and designated as a national monument. She introduced and championed the Avi Kwa Ame National Monument established in 2022. And she continued to press President Biden to designate the national monument through the Antiquities Act, which he finally did this March. Representative Titus was not able to join us tonight, but she sent us a video to share with you.
Hello, I'm Dina Titus, Congresswoman for Nevada's 1st District in the heart of Southern Nevada. I'm really sorry that I'm unable to join you all for the Sierra Club annual award ceremony there in Chicago, but I do look forward to meeting with your members at a later date. Please know that I am deeply honored and humbled to address you as the recipient of the 2023 Sierra Club Environmental Achievement Award. I want to express my deepest gratitude to the Sierra Club Toyabe chapter for nominating me and for your commitment to preserving Nevada's unique landscapes. I also want to thank Allison Chin, the president of the Sierra Club, for this honor. This recognition is not just a testament to my own commitment to environmental stewardship, but it's a celebration of the collective efforts of the individuals who have worked for years to permanently protect Aviquame. While Spirit Mountain itself enjoyed protection since 1999 under the National Register of Historic Places, the imperative remained to safeguard the sacred land surrounding it. Over the span of 2 decades, advocates garnered support from the tribes, conservation and recreation groups, business leaders, and elected officials. Then in February of 2022, I had the privilege of taking up the baton and introducing legislation in the House to ensure the protection of Aviquame for future generations. Earlier this year, I was honored to join President Joe Biden and Secretary of Interior Deb Haaland for a ceremony designating this deeply sacred land as a national monument. The designation of Aviquame National Monument is about more than just restoring our country's outdoor spaces. This effort honors over 24 tribal nations who trace the center of their creation to Aviquame. Evidence of human occupancy shows that these tribes reach back more than 10,000 years. Aviquame National Monument spans over 500,000 acres of pristine wilderness, including the McCullough Mountains northwest of Searchlight and moving southbound along the Nevada-California border to include Castle and Paiute Mountains. These lands feature dramatic scenic peaks and canyons, sloping bajadas, and they're home to some of the oldest and largest Joshua trees in the world, along with bighorn migration routes, unique grasslands, and a rich history of petroglyphs and other ancient cultural sites. The designation of Aviquame was not the work of a single individual, but the result of a concerted effort among communities, tribes, government agencies, and environmental organizations, including the Sierra Club. It serves as a symbol of hope in a world facing mounting environmental challenges. I accept this award on your behalf, knowing that our work is far from over. We must continue to advocate for the protection of our planet, for the rights of indigenous communities, and for the responsible stewardship of our natural resources. Let us carry forward the spirit of collaboration that led to the creation of this monument, and let it guide us in the ongoing fight for environmental justice. Thank you once again to the Sierra Club for this honor, and thank you to all those who have supported and contributed to this monumental achievement.
The Environmental Service Award honors persons in public service for a strong commitment to the environment and/or environmental justice over a considerable period of time. We have 2 recipients this year. Will Melissa Dunn please come up? Melissa has been a city commissioner in Lauderhill, Florida since 2020 when she was endorsed by the Sierra Club Broward County Group. She has proved to be a strong environmental advocate and has demonstrated a strong commitment to environmental and social justice issues. She sponsored an ordinance to ban single-use plastics and polystyrene, as well as prohibit the release of balloons on city-owned property, and has been a strong voice for the environment on many other issues. It's the Broward Group's hope and belief that she will continue to advocate for a more resilient Lauderhill. Took her long enough. To decrease flooding, eliminate single-use plastic on city property, increase access to affordable, healthy, plant-based foods, and educate the community about the role that everyone plays in protecting and preserving our environment for future generations. Congratulations, Melissa.
So, Erica, are you keeping score? How many awards is out for Florida tonight? Oh. Well, then I'm guessing you're beating my home state of California, because we have 2. Woo. And if you missed karaoke last night, I bet you could convince her to go again tonight. Will Sarah Peters please come up? A full-time environmental engineer, Nevada Assembly member Sarah Peters pledged in her first election to the state legislature in 2008 to fight for the environment and for indigenous rights. Sarah has stayed true to that pledge. In her first legislative session, she became a leader in the fight to protect the Desert National Wildlife Refuge from the attempt by the U.S. Air Force to acquire more than 1 million acres of the refuge to use as a bombing range. Okay. Like Vieques taught us nothing. She has become a go-to member of the Nevada Assembly for the Environmental Community. In 2021, she was the primary sponsor of a new bill that protects Nevada's water resources and groundwater, as well as a bill which holds the mining industry bad actors accountable. She has also made it a point to meet with the Sierra Club and other environmental leaders both before and during the sessions to discuss bill language, proposed amendments, and the like. She carries our water, y'all. Congratulations and thank you, Sarah.
Our top award for public officials is the Edgar Wayburn Environmental Champion Award. This year, the award is going to U.S. Representative Pramila Jayapal. From Washington State, Representative Jayapal is a fierce fighter for climate action, environmental justice, protecting and preserving open space for everyone, healthy communities, and a just transition to the world we need to see. A proud first-generation immigrant, she was born in India and came to the U.S. from Indonesia alone when she was only 16. Representative Jayapal has worked for a better world as the leader of a nonprofit in Seattle, Washington, as a member of the Washington State Senate, and currently in the U.S. House, where she is the first Indian American ever to serve in that chamber. Representative Jayapal rose quickly to a leadership position, and she is now senior whip for the House Democratic Caucus, chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, CPC, and co-chair and co-founder of the United for Climate and Environmental Justice Task Force. Her tough, inspirational, and pragmatic leadership during the Inflation Reduction Act helped helped ensure that the U.S. has a policy framework that gives us the best shot at meeting the climate targets established in the Paris Agreement. She believes that it is absolutely necessary to preserve Earth for future generations and has constantly backed up that belief with concrete action and strategic advocacy when we have needed it most. Representative Jayapal was not able to join us tonight, but she sent us a video to play.
I'm Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal, and I'm proud to represent Washington's 7th Congressional District in the House of Representatives, where I also serve as the chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. Thank you so much for this incredible honor today. I am so grateful to accept the Sierra Club's Edgar Wayburn Environmental Champion Award. For more than a century, the Sierra Club has been leading the charge to protect our environment, and I'm so proud to be your partner in Congress. Your organization helped to create a movement to save our planet, and the work that you have put in is bearing real fruit. Yes, there are many challenges ahead of us, but we have accomplished incredible, great things together, including the largest investment in climate action ever through the Inflation Reduction Act. And I know that there are so many more achievements yet to come. And I know that this is just the start. Together we can and we will protect our planet and our people because we must. As wildfires rage, as heat waves boil our cities, and as big oil and major polluters pour billions into elections, we will not give up. And so today, I gratefully accept this award. And tomorrow, we continue to push forward for real and meaningful climate action. Thank you.
You know, when Anna and Phil Radford and I were younger, much younger, leading social justice groups, we spent 4 weekends one year, 4 long weekends with Pramila, who was doing the same. And we were there when she decided to run for Congress. And I hope that every young activist in the room understands that when you are inspired to run for office, you just run. She was scared, she won, and thank God she did. And now a real honor. Our highest award for volunteers is the William Colby Volunteer Leadership Award, which honors leadership, dedication, and service to the Sierra Club, particularly in the area of administration. Will Ann Y. Woody please come up? And look at that. And look at that. I think you gained it on Florida. Ann began as chair of the Michigan chapter in 1983 when Michael Dorsey was approximately 12 years old. I know, I keep score. You will always be older than me. In 1985, she became chapter director, and she held that post for 30 years until 2015. So you might ask, is she retired? Heck no. Just the beginning. Since 2015, Ann has continued to demonstrate extraordinary commitment and leadership at the chapter and national level as a volunteer. She currently serves as chair of the Michigan Chapter Executive Committee and is the Michigan Chapter's delegate to the Council of Club Leaders. You see that? And Joe even put on a red hat for you tonight. You see that? And all along the way, she has mentored scores, if not hundreds, of volunteers and staff who have become leaders in their own right. In 2020, Ann and her husband, Tom, created the Ann Y. Woody Fund to help sustain and build the number, skills, and reliability of young people within the chapter. That fund helps sustain the Michigan chapter's highly successful internship program. For nearly 4 decades, Ann has passionately deployed her biting wit, boisterous sense of humor, and knife-edge strategic instincts for the protection of Michigan's air, land, and water. I heard Mike Dorsey might be afraid of her. Through her dedication and extraordinary organizing skills, first as chapter director and then as a volunteer leader, the Michigan chapter has become one of the most influential advocacy groups in the state. You hear that, David? And one of the most and one of the strongest chapters in the entire nation. Congratulations, Ann, and congratulations, Michigan chapter.
Finally, tonight, we would like to present our highest award, the Sierra Club Changemaker of the Year Award. This award honors individuals with a legacy of achievement in protecting the environment and working for environmental justice. Will Justin Pearson please come up? Representative Pearson is a young leader and a member of the Tennessee House of Representatives who has already had a big impact on his hometown of Memphis and the nation. Justin returned to Memphis in 2020, right after college. He co-founded the Memphis Community Against the Pipeline, MCAP, which successfully blocked construction of the Byhalia pipeline through the black neighborhoods of South Memphis. In addition to the obvious environmental injustice, Justin and his allies showed that this route would create a major risk of oil spills into the Memphis Sand aquifer, which provides water to residents in the metropolitan area. Justin was recruited in 2022 to represent his district in the Tennessee House and became the second youngest person ever to serve there. Not long after, in the wake of a horrific shooting at a Tennessee school, he and Justin Jones, another black legislator, were expelled for their actions in elevating the voices of young protesters. Both refused to back down and were quickly reinstated by local officials on an interim basis. The two were officially returned to their seats in a special election held last month. Yeah. Representative Pearson has quickly proven himself to be a unique and powerful advocate for climate action, environmental justice, and equity. His work to protect his community's health and safety is an inspiration to anyone striving for environmental justice. Congratulations, Justin.